All right, let's talk about a word you use all the time, probably dozens of times a day, and you don't even think twice about it. But what if I told you it has this kind of hidden superpower? We're going to dive into one of the simplest but most important words in English.
But first, let me just throw this out there. What if you could say pretty much anything you wanted? From, simple stuff to really complex ideas, using just 850 words. Seriously, only 850. Tuck that number away in the back of your mind, because trust me, it's going to be a huge deal later on.
Okay, so the word we're putting under the microscope today, it's every. I know, right? It's so common, it's practically invisible. We just say it. But its simplicity is exactly what makes it so fascinating. Let's check out a few ways we actually use it in real life.
So in this sentence, every is all about routine. It's about consistency, something that happens over and over and over. It tells us this isn't just a one-off thing, right? It's a pattern. Every single day, no exceptions, from 6 to 9:30.
Okay, now look at this one. The word totally shifts gears. We go from a very specific, concrete routine to this huge, abstract idea. Every aspect. Wow. That could mean anything and everything related to teaching. It just shows you how incredibly flexible this little word really is.
And here's another twist. We're using it to talk about a whole group of people. It lets us make this big, sweeping statement about all the individual members of that group, in this case, every single person, and what they can or can't do. It's a really efficient way to talk about an entire category of things.
All right, so to really get what makes every tick, we've got to pop the hood and look at the engine. And for that, we're going to use the Simple English Wiktionary as our guide. Let's see how this thing is built.
So at its heart, the definition is super straightforward. All the people, things, times, and so on. The official term is a determiner, but don't worry about the grammar speak. That's just a fancy way of saying its job is to point to a noun and say, hey, we're talking about all of these things, one by one.
You know, one of the best ways to understand a word is to see what it's not. So, its direct opposite? No. Simple enough. But what's really interesting are its similar words, like each and all. They feel the same, but there's this tiny, crucial difference. All is kind of like looking at a whole crowd as one big unit. Each and every are like pointing to every single person in that crowd individually. Subtle, right?
And check this out. It's like a family tree. This one simple word is the parent of so many other essential words we use constantly. Everything, everyone, everybody, everywhere. It's the root. It's the foundational building block for a whole universe of ideas.
But here's the kicker. All this stuff we've just talked about, the definition, the synonyms, that's just the opening act. The real story, the most fascinating part of this whole page, is this tiny little note. You could almost miss it if you weren't looking.
And that little note, it's basically an invitation to a super exclusive club. It's a specially curated list of words known as the Basic English 850.
And there it is, right at the top of the page. Every is on the Basic English 850 list. Now, this isn't just some random tag. This is like a gold star. It means this word was officially chosen as one of the most fundamental, most essential words in the entire English language. It made the cut.
Hey, remember that number I told you to keep in your head at the beginning? 850? Well, here it is. Out of hundreds of thousands of words in the English language, this small, powerful group of 850 was picked as the absolute essential core for clear communication.
So here's the big takeaway from that. That little tag tells us that every isn't just popular. It's not a word we just happen to use a lot. No, it's more like a load-bearing wall in the structure of the language. It was chosen because it's part of a system designed to give anyone the tools they need to say almost anything.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. We've been looking at one little word, but this points to a much bigger idea. Why does a core vocabulary and a word like every even matter so much? What's the big deal?
It matters because simple words are like Lego bricks. They're the basic building blocks for huge, complex ideas. If you master these 850 foundational words, you literally have the power to build and communicate an incredible range of thoughts with clarity. It's not about limiting language. It's about providing a powerful, universal foundation to build on. And this final example just nails it. Look at this sentence. It uses our simple foundational word every to express something that is incredibly profound and complex. It's about hope, certainty, a complete and total belief in a positive outcome. That right there, that is the power of a simple word.
So this leaves us with a question to chew on. Every is just one of those 850 words. So think about it for a second. Of all the simple words you use without thinking, what's the most powerful one in your daily vocabulary?